Well, first off, thank you to all the speakers that have already talked about how important this legislation is, and thank you, Governor Pritzker, for having me here today on this incredibly important day for the small business community. So many small businesses, as Senator Fine has indicated, have seen their health insurance premiums escalate, and that's made it incredibly difficult for small business owners to secure affordable health insurance for themselves, for their families, and for their employees. And the cost of health insurance has also put small businesses at a competitive disadvantage, because how can you attract talent if you don't have the critical mass to procure the type of health insurance that larger companies can offer? This bill provides hope that small business premiums will stabilize and eventually come down. I mean, stabilization would be incredible. And a reduction in health insurance premiums for the small business community, who year after year have seen their insurance rates increase, which is really a gut punch every year when you're trying to sustain yourself and grow, would be incredible. The bill also enhances transparency so that the small business community, policymakers, and the public can understand what drives the costs of health insurance, because understanding that will help policymakers and the public understand what can be done to bring down costs. It's going to shine an objective light on what is escalating health insurance premiums, and that's going to be fantastic for small businesses and individuals. So now I'm going to conclude with my thank you tour, because there's so many people to thank, but I'm going to do it really quickly. Senator Fine, who spoke so eloquently. I mean, what a passionate advocate for small businesses and for health insurance reform. Thank you so much for your efforts. You rock. You're incredible. Leader Gable and Rep. Morgan, who have been working on prior approval for such a long period of time, I'd like to thank you as well for your efforts wherever you are. There you are. Thank you. And I can't name all the leaders and all the legislators that worked on this legislation, but we talked to so many of them, and it was a team effort, and it was legislators coming together that really took on a very difficult fight and brought the results to fruition. I'd like to thank our remarkable coalition. You know, sometimes people don't always think that collaboration works. It does. Stephanie Becker, who's behind me somewhere. All right, this is the first time I've actually seen Stephanie not on Zoom. And thank you, first of all, Stephanie, for taking my calls all the time. Number one, such a fearless leader. I mean, just never stop fighting for rate of review and transparency. So thank you, Stephanie. I see folks from the DOI back there. You guys were fantastic. Again, thank you for bearing with us, talking about some of our favorite television shows and making this a reality. To everybody in the governor's office, thank you so much. Emily, thank you for your work on this. I know your efforts at the 11th hour were so important to make this happen. And Governor, I'm going to thank you at the end, but an early thank you for all of your support. So, look, the small business community drives the Illinois economy. That is the truth. That's not a talking point. That's not lip service. Small businesses support local communities. They create jobs. And this bill supports Illinois small businesses. Governor Pritzker, thank you so much for your support of the small business community, your support on this legislation, and for having us here today.